Hello my friends, and welcome to a video where I am deviating from the Bookmas calendar. Today was supposed to be a wrap-up of some of my favorite books from the last portion of the year, but when I went to make my list, I'm like, I only have 3 books that would make it onto here. So we're not going to do that today. In January sometime, I will share my ultimate favorite books from 2025. So these books will probably make it onto that list. But instead, what we're going to be doing today is having you choose my next book purchase. So I have a bunch of books, many books, on my to purchase list, on my book wish list. Many of them have been there for a long time, and I just want some help deciding which one should I buy next. This does not include any of the books for the indie book club. I will probably be purchasing those. Many of these are indie authors though, because my library doesn't have the book. There's no way for me to access it. And so I'm going to have a poll that will be linked below where you can go ahead and vote on which book I will buy next. I'm going to go through the books, tell you a bit about them, and then sometime after Christmas I will purchase the book and share it in my January book haul, let you know which one won. So I've got 10 books on my list. The first one is not indie published, but it is from an author that I have really enjoyed, and I just need a reason to prioritize her books. I could have picked many of hers on here, but this is one that's on my wish list, so I thought, let's share this one. It is More Than We Remember by Christina Suzanne Nelson. I have loved her books. I don't know why I haven't read them all yet. I really should. What is this one even about? One night changes everything for 3 women. When Addison Kilbourne's husband is involved in a car accident that leaves a woman dead, her perfectly constructed life crumbles apart. With her husband's memory of that night gone and the revelation of a potentially life-altering secret, Addison has to re-evaluate all that she thought she knew. Amelia Cruz is a deputy bearing a heavy burden far beyond the weight of her job. Her husband is no longer the man she married, and Amelia is determined to prevent others from facing the same hardship. When she's called to the scene of an accident pointing to everything she's fighting against, she's determined to see justice for those wronged. And then we've got Brianne DiMano is hiding from reality. She was thriving as a counselor, but when tragedy struck a beloved client, she lost faith in herself and her purpose. When her neighbors, the Kilburns, are thrown into crisis, Brianne's solitary life is disrupted, and she finds herself needed in a way she hasn't been in a while. As the lives of these 3 women intersect, they can no longer dwell in the memory of who they've been. Can they rise from the wreck of the worst moments of their lives to become who they were meant to be? I could have picked any one of her books to put on here. I've only read 2. I don't know why this one was on my wish list, but it sounds amazing. I'm sure she will handle it really well. I definitely just want to read all of her books. So there's number 1. Number 2 is a classic retold. We've got Unearth the Tides by Alyssa, I do not know how to say her last name, Zavalanos. Probably butchered that. She wrote Aliferous, which is a short story and poetry collection that I have read and enjoyed. So this is a retelling of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and I really love the cover. I love the octopus tentacles and suction cups. It looks very interesting. Beware the wasteful tides should the crimson death take you. Huxley Crewe Gannon III always knew he would be a royal guard. Defending the crown is in his blood. And coming from a long line of Gannons, that means the job is to be taken seriously at all costs. When tragedy strikes, Huxley is framed for treason, and his only option is to flee Braca's most feared place, the wasteful tides. Flee to them. Okay. It's rumored a monstrous beast haunts those waters, but what Huxley encounters is even worse: an elusive captain, magical herbs, a beautiful lady, and unearthed truths that could change the course of history. Filled with mystery, found family, and themes of truth and forgiveness. It's perfect for those who love the coziness of the classics and the thrill of adventure. I have never read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, so I don't know if that will affect my enjoyment of this. This is part of a series called A Classic Retold by a bunch of different authors, and I would like to read all of them. I have read one of the authors that are on this previously. The one before this is Steal the Morrow, a retelling of Oliver Twist. That one definitely could have made it onto this list as well, but we're doing Unearth the Tides. Then we have Healer's Blade. I was on this author's newsletter list for a while. I don't know if I still am. She is a doctor in Canada, and this is a fantasy story. A healer on the run, a rogue knight bound by secrets. Love was never part of the plan. At just 18, Éowyn has already failed as a healer's apprentice. Haunted by her mistakes, she withdraws from the world as a rebellion ignites against William the Conqueror. When she shelters an endangered orphan, Alwyn, fantasy names you guys, is plunged into the deadly revolt. A daring escape entangles her with the young rebel leader Tobias, and she is swept into a world of rival factions and secret alliances. Caught in the heart of the insurgents' army, she must decide whom to save. Worst of all, Tobias's compassionate nature turns her perceptions of the enemy upside down. As she unravels the rebels' fiery secret that could destroy England, Éowyn is challenged to take fate into her own hands. Will she rise to save her kingdom? And can she resist the magnetic charms of the man she vowed to defeat? So I haven't read anything by that author, but I've been following her for a long time, so I feel like I should read it. This next one, I think, was recommended to me forever ago by Lindsay from Books for Christian Girls. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure she enjoyed this one. So it's called The Wendy. It's the first book in currently a trilogy, not sure if there's going to be more books or not. We're set in London in 1789. More than anything in the world, Wendy Darling wants to be the captain of a ship, but women aren't allowed in the Royal Navy. When she learns the Home Office is accepting a handful of women into its ranks, she jumps at the chance, joining the fight against the most formidable threat England has ever faced: magic. But the Secret Service isn't exactly what she hoped. Accompanied by a reimagined cast of the original Peter Pan, Wendy soon discovers her dreams are as far away as ever, that choosing sides isn't as simple as she thought, and that the only man who isn't blinded by her gender may be her nation's greatest enemy. This one, I don't remember how I came across this, but it's been on my wish list forever. It's From the Mouths of Sirens by Abigail Hare. This is a reimagining of The Little Mermaid, and it says it's the cruel prince meets the Hunger Games. Since childhood, Princess, oh no, not another one of these names, Cerosi? I don't know. The princess has trained for the sole purpose of being chosen for the tournament, a gladiator-style competition in which 4 enemy nations compete for the right to rule. The angel-like people of Arundel have won the tournament for a century and ruled the continent with a merciless grip. If our princess here survives the 3 infamous trials, she will win the crown of Revelor and overthrow the nation responsible for her mother's death. When, once again, our princess is denied entry into the tournament by the Mer King, she makes a bargain with an imprisoned sea witch. In exchange for entrance into the competition, she agrees to kill the Oran prince. But while fighting for her life is in the arena, the last thing she expects to do is fall for her greatest enemy, the arrogant Prince Rook. Yeah, and this one has amazing reviews on Amazon. Less amazing on Goodreads, which often happens, but very high ratings. This one really intrigues me, and I have zero idea where this came from. Maybe Amy from Hearthridge read it and recommended it. It's been on my wish list, and like I obviously put it on there and instantly forgot. So I would guess it was Amy that read it and it sounded interesting, but I could be very wrong. It's called Empire of Shadows by Jacqueline Benson. Nice Victorian ladies don't run off to find legendary lost cities. That sounds fun. Also the cover. I really love the cover. It is so very different. One trifling little arrest shouldn't have cost Ellie Mallory her job, but it's only the latest in a line of injustices facing any educated woman with archaeological ambitions. When Ellie stumbles across the map to a mysterious ancient city, she knows she's holding her chance to revolutionize pre-Columbian history. There's just one teensy complication. A ruthless villain wants it, and Ellie is all that stands in his way. To race him to the ruins and avoid being violently disposed of, she needs the help of maverick surveyor Adam Bates, a snake-wrangling rogue who can't seem to keep his dratted shirt on. But there's more than Ellie's scholarly reputation and life on the line. Her enemies aren't just looters. They're after an arcane secret rumored to lie in the heart of the ruins, a mythical artifact with a power that could shake the world. Between stealing trousers, plummeting over waterfalls, and trying not to fall in love with her machete-wielding partner, will Ellie be able to stop the oracle of a lost empire from falling into the wrong hands? Okay, so this is blurbed by the author of Half a Soul. It has amazing reviews on Amazon, 4.5, and 4.2 stars on Goodreads, which is really high. And I'm assuming this is set in South America, which I've been looking for a fantasy book set there ever since I started or tried to read a book I'm totally blanking on the name of earlier in the summer. So, and then Victorian times, that sounds interesting. Then we've got Once I Knew by Victoria Lynn, also great reviews on Goodreads and Amazon. This is book 1 in what's currently a trilogy. Once again, not sure if that's complete or not. Violet lives her quiet life in her sleepy village, trying to remain as dead to the politics that are threatening their world as possible. She follows the rules, stays out of trouble, and does her best to remain out of sight from the dreaded and overbearing Kingsman. With the new regent on the throne till the prince comes of age, the country has been thrown into a turmoil. Unlike the kindly king before him, the new ruler is overbearing, frightening, and tyrannical in his rule. Taxes are bleeding the people dry, and without the money or goods to pay, they have been forced into penal servitude and imprisonment by the Kingsman, who shows no mercy. The despair and fear that has taken over their lives has ruled out any level of hope. When Violet stumbles upon an unconscious and injured Kingsman in the woods, despite the consequences, she is compelled to take care of the injured man. When he wakes and has no memory of his identity or past, she takes the only precaution that will keep her and her grandmother safe. She destroys the evidence of his past life. If Violet's lowly Kingsman regains his memory, will she survive the consequences? And will the Kingsman be able to live with his past life? Who will fight to free Elira? Okay, that's that one. Then we have Echo North, another one that I added to my wish list so long ago. Don't remember, is this one middle grade? It's published by Pushkin Children's Books, it says. Oh yeah, it looks like it is middle grade. No, maybe it's YA. I'm not really sure. Now let's read what it says and maybe it will tell us. She dreamed of the wood and the wolf who was trapped there. Echo, some last name. Her world is falling apart when her father mysteriously disappears. She finds him half frozen in the winter forest, guarded by a strange talking wolf who proposes a bargain. Echo will live for a year in his house to save her father's life. In the wolf's enchanted house, something dark and strange lies behind every door. Echo discovers a magical library full of books turned mirrors, and a young man named Hal who is trapped inside of them. She must solve the mystery of the wolf's enchantment before her year is up. Otherwise, Echo, the wolf, and Hal will be lost forever. Yeah, it sounds very unique. I still don't know where I found out about it though. Then we've got Firebird by Kathy Tyers. I think it has just been republished or has gotten new covers from Enclave recently. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was, maybe because she has an interlude trilogy. Maybe that's why it's something. For some reason, I was thinking it got new covers. It was originally published in 2014, so the series is quite old. It's a 5-book series. Her death was expected, but something more powerful kept her alive. Lady Firebird was born to the royal family of Natea. Because of her birthplace in the family, however, her life is expendable. Honorable suicide is the highest calling she could hope to attain. When she is chosen to lead an attack on the neighboring planet of Varro, her death is expected. This is an interesting concept. Instead, she is taken prisoner during the battle and is held by the enemy, with her own people seeking her sacrifice. Firebird must choose between two worlds before she can carve out her new destiny. This is the story of Lady Firebird's personal battle and its eternal consequences, not only for herself, but for everyone around her, and especially the man who loves her. Okay, I've heard about this series for so long, I had no idea what it was about. And the last one, I just came across this. So it's going to be a duology. It's called The Dragon Willow Duet is the series. The first book here is called The Sunbird's Last Lament, and it just came out. Definitely was drawn to the cover. Anything floral always catches my attention. It's a thing. A runaway princess with botanical magic, a dragon trainer living on borrowed time, a forbidden love that transcends their doom. Armed with dark botanical magic, Velena Castellana, not sure I pronounced that right either, believes nothing can stand in the way of her revenge on her father, until she encounters Evander, the dragon trainer who broke her heart, and she is frustrated to discover that her passion for him has not waned. Worse still, Evander still secretly loves Velena, but he can't let her fall for him again because he's plagued by mysterious magical injury, and the elixir he relies on to stay alive is running out, along with his hopes of survival. With Evander's life in the balance and Velena's magic, I think I just pronounced her name like different every single time, spiraling out of control, they must find a cure before their past catch up to them and they lose one another forever. It's a poetic botanical romantasy for the hopeless romantics who crave yearning passion and the cozy dread before a spring thunderstorm. I hope, based on the cover, that book is wonderful. That was book 10. So those are 10 books that I have on my wish list that I'm interested in purchasing. I would love for you to vote on. I'll be buying them after Christmas, or buying it, just one. I can't afford to buy all of them. I will be buying it after Christmas. That way, if I were to all of a sudden get one of them for Christmas, I make sure I don't double up. But definitely head to the poll, cast your vote. If you have read any of these or heard anything about them, please let me know in the comments, especially if it's like something really good or something really not, so I know what I should try to prioritize, even if the book doesn't get chosen, and if there's something I should avoid. Thanks for hanging out with me again. I will be back tomorrow with the last video of BOOKMAS. Crazy. I hope you've been enjoying it as much as I have.